picture this. No more hangovers, no more regrets, no more guilt, no more shame. Just you living free. This might sound impossible, and for a long time I felt it was too, until I could prove that I could live life without alcohol. And turns out, life is so much better without alcohol. It's better than I could have ever imagined. And for so long, alcohol had a grip on me that I didn't even know it had. But once you get to the point where you realize alcohol wasn't doing anything for you, that's when life really begins. I used to wonder if I could survive without alcohol. What would life be like without alcohol? Controlling it. And to my surprise, I went from surviving to thriving. Every part of my life got exponentially better. And I came to realize that alcohol doesn't make you feel as good as you think. You know, when you start drinking, when you have that first drink or two, that's about as good as it's gonna feel. You have that first few drinks and you kind of get that buzz going. And then your mind starts to play tricks on you. You know, that buzz slowly starts to wear off. And then you're playing catch up the rest of the night. Trying to get that good in-between feeling. Just the right buzz. But the problem is, it never comes. You drink and you drink and you drink, trying to get that perfect buzz, and you end up absolutely hammered. You don't remember, you black out, and feeling like shit the next day. What I've come to realize is that you don't need alcohol to feel a certain way. You already have that inside you. You don't need it to have fun. You don't need it to have courage. You don't need it to suppress anxiety or depression. All these things can be done without alcohol. And you start to build confidence when you're able to handle all of these situations without alcohol. When you go out in public, hang out with friends, the first thing I used to do was just grab a drink, because that's what I always did. And it helps take off the edge. Everyone else is doing it. You want to be part of the crowd. But is that really necessary? Are you able to do that without alcohol? And for the longest time, I didn't think I could. I didn't know any different. That's what I always did. And of course, at first, it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be weird. Your mind is gonna be racing. What are people thinking about you? You know, do they think you have a serious problem? Do they think you're weird? Do they not want to hang out with you anymore? All these scenarios go through your mind. And it can drive you crazy. And it's easy when that happens, like, oh, I'm just gonna grab a drink, and just one. It'll calm my nerves, I can relax. And I found myself, well, why can't I calm my nerves, or why can't I relax without having a drink? And why do I care so much what other people, what friends or family think about me if I'm not drinking? And, you know, that led to a lot of soul searching. But ultimately, I knew it was the right choice to quit drinking. Handling it in the beginning was difficult. Not knowing what life is going to look like. You know, am I making the right choice? All these negative thoughts seem to creep up in your mind when you're presented with a scenario that you're not familiar with. And I had to fight through that so many times, because it's so easy to revert back to your old ways. You know, I'll just have a drink. It's not a big deal. But it was a big deal, because it was never just one drink. One led to two, led to three, And before you know it, double digits drinks, and I was exactly where I didn't want to be. So I knew I needed to make a change and to figure out how to live life without alcohol. And as I did, as time went on, I started to see that my days, they got bigger, they didn't get smaller. I was able to accomplish more, I had more energy. You know, instead of nursing a hangover the next day, being in a bad mood because, once again, I let alcohol get the best of me, spent a bunch of money that I didn't need to, doing the same old thing that I've been doing for years. And now, you know, I wake up early, I'll go work out, I get a bunch of stuff done throughout the day that normally I wouldn't be able to because I was sick from all the alcohol I drank the night before. And you start to see what you were missing. I missed out a lot on life just because I spent so much time either partying or recovering from partying. And it just wasn't worth it. That wasn't living. Is that how you want to live? Just in a constant state of drunkenness or recovering from being so drunk? It's a bad place to be. I've been there so many times. Maybe you have too. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth living life like that? I will say, once you start to realize that you can live without alcohol, you realize that you're much stronger than maybe you give yourself credit for, or that you ever thought you were. When you're enjoying life without alcohol, I mean, everything just opens up. You start to see all the things that you were missing. The things that you were drowning out with alcohol. You know, the constant blur. You think you're having fun, but I can almost guarantee you the next day you have some sort of feeling of shame or regret. Waking up without those terrible feelings, that alone is life-changing. But you won't experience that until you give it a try. You know, quitting alcohol, it will show you grit you never realized you had. Alcohol has probably controlled your life for years, like it has mine. And once you overcome that, you will have this sense of confidence where you can overcome anything. You're going to be facing cravings and overcoming them. That'll be a huge, huge boost in your confidence. Anything else in life will seem a lot easier. If you can overcome alcohol, in my mind, you can overcome anything. And that's when life really begins. You come to realize that alcohol isn't necessary to live a good life. In fact, you can live better without it. You'll come to realize that alcohol was just a crutch. You'll realize that you're missing out on so much. So, can you live with alcohol? Absolutely. But it's up to you. It's up to you to make that choice and to take action. No one's going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to make the conscious decision and daily effort to quit alcohol. I've done it. I did it by myself. And I can help you as well. If you're interested in coaching, I'll leave a link in the description below. I work with people one-on-one to get sober and stay sober. So I look forward to speaking with you. I hope you guys have a good day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.